Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ducky. I'm gonna be showing you guys how to up on Icebox as Jett. And so, Icebox is actually a really solid map for Jett. Um, it's kind of a lot of people consider Icebox like Jett's playground just because of how like wide open it is and how much you can actually do with Jett.
Feels like just
So,
yesterday I was chopping talent at the store.
I'll
Wonder
show
if that
you
place is still standing.
both how to up on defense and
My
on
ult's ready.
attack, mainly on defense because that's gonna be like the most optimal place for you to up. You can also
Need
up
a
on
drop.
attack on this map pretty well. So. Go ahead and show you on a site where you're gonna want to be opting. Um, there's about 4 different places you can opt. With the most common being up here.
Here.
So before I show you these spots, I want to say that it's important whenever you opt to not play in the same position every single round, because if you do that, if you think about it, the enemy team's just gonna start avoiding you because they know that you have an op, and if you're consistently hitting your shots, they're just gonna try to avoid you. So it's important to rotate. So it's important to remember that you can play different spots each time and still get kills. So let's think about this, right? So first spot is right here. Since you can glide, you can actually just jump over onto this. You can also get here on from this rope if you do the rope jump, but you don't need to on Jett because you can just glide over here. Um, so this is the first angle. You're gonna be watching like this, and so this is right here. This is where they walk out initially, and this is a free kill. You can stand anywhere on this. Just make sure you have a nice angle. Sometimes people will, whenever you get up to higher ranks, people will start to expect you to be here, but you can still get a free kill pretty easily. So you just sit here, hold this whenever the round starts, and if they're not here within like the first 10-15 seconds, then it's a pretty good bet that they're either waiting or that they're just not going to be toward A. So I'll show you guys what this looks like from their perspective whenever they're attacking. And this is also, you can use this if you know an enemy's opping as well. So this is what it'll look like. They'll be right here pretty much. So whenever you come in like this, you need to be careful. You can kind of try to avoid it like this, or you can like jump spot. So you can go like this and see if they're opping. But this is what it looks like from them. They have people that are in lower ranks, like below diamond and below, people will just often forget about this spot and free kills, honestly. Like I said, you don't need to spot multiple rounds in a row just because enemies will start to expect you here. But it's a really nice spot. And so we can go and move on to the next spot for this site. The next one's gonna be like here or here. Anywhere here, it doesn't really matter. This is gonna be for opping belt. If the enemy team's full pushing A, there's a good chance some will go up here and over here. So this spot's pretty much equally as good as that one. You just gotta predict where they're gonna come from. So you think about it, they're gonna be walking up like this, unless there's a Jett. The Jett can updraft right here, so you gotta keep that in mind. If you hear the updraft, to make sure you're keeping an eye right here. But you can hold like this, you can hold like this. It really doesn't matter. It's up to you. Sometimes I hold over like this because it's a little bit safer, and you're not exposed to that. But yeah, so you just hold like this. I'll show you what it looks like from their perspective as well for this one. So they're gonna be walking up like this whenever the run starts, and then they peek here, and you're sitting right here, right at this spot, or right here. And so, you know, if they have a rifle, then if you have good reaction time, there's no chance they kill you, unless you're just you're whiffing or missing. But if you whiff, you can just dash out, so you don't die. But yeah, another thing Jett can do is this. So if you're holding this, make sure that you're being aware of this spot as well. So yeah, that's something you can also do as Jett on attack, but that's not really the best opping spot necessarily. So yeah, moving on now to the next spot. You can go up here. This isn't bad. This is another sort of off angle. You can opt here. You can opt this is pipes. You can opt for. You can opt for nest, and then you can opt for belt. You kind of have to have good reaction time to flick to them, which makes this spot's somewhat common. Not a lot of people sit here. Not a lot of people can actually get here. Like you can actually jump up here, but like I said, not many people actually know how to get up here. So that means not all people always expect you to be up here until you use this spot frequently. So yeah, that's that. Another spot you can opt from. That'll be hard for them to notice. So like on attack, I'll show you what it looks like. That spot. basically, if you're standing like
Here.
there and peeking, this is what it'll look like. They'll just see the like half your body there, and yeah, it's a pretty good spot, honestly. Um, so you can also up from rafters like this or like this, but that's pretty similar to this spot. So I'm gonna show you guys how to op sort of aggressively. So if you get like smoked off, you can hold an angle like this. If you get like if you take a shot and you miss from up there, you can hold like this. You only thing you have to be careful of is up here. You can hold like this, get a shot, and then dash away and get out. You can play even more aggressive than that, but I wouldn't suggest it honestly. So yeah, that's that. So opping on mid and Icebox is honestly not that preferable unless they're just consistently pushing mid. I wouldn't really suggest opping this, but this is just what you would want to op right here.
Watching here.
This is just the standard spot you'd always sit, but you can also opt from under tube. Like this. Like I said, I wouldn't suggest this because enemies will usually pick a site on this map. So we're gonna go ahead and move to B site here and talk about how to opt from B. So the most common spot to opt from for holding this right here is back here on top of this or somewhere around here. You can hold like this. Keep in mind that they can come out of this or right here. So you gotta be ready to like shoot kind of like this either when they come. And also, if they have a drone, this will be hard for you to do anything unless you have a teammate to shoot it for you. I honestly like to opt closer though, like this. I'm not really sure why. I know it's not as good because, well, not necessarily not as good, but it's more of a disadvantage for you sometimes because people with rifles have a better chance to kill you, or sheriff. But I like this just because I feel like I guess maybe it's because I can hit shots more easily, but yeah. So those are the most common spots to opt from. But you can also up like this. I find myself doing this quite often. They can come from within here or right here. So I can hold like this. The only thing you have to worry about is if there's an Omen, Raze, or Jett, they can get up here. So if you hear the updraft, you're going to want to run away quickly and hold a different angle. So yeah, those are the main angles you want to hold for B. I'll show you what that does look like for attack. So this is pretty common to opt from back here. So like they'll expect you to be back here, right here, somewhere. But basically, yeah, this one's much more uncommon. They won't expect this, especially if they're coming through this room, because they'll swing through here, right? And there's the amount of times that someone's sitting or standing right here is pretty slim, so they won't initially expect that. And it should give you a free kill. You gotta run away quickly though, because a lot of the teammates will be there ready to trade them. You can also up from back here. This is kind of risky though, because you get pushed from both sides. If you miss your shots, you're just dead. But if you're rotating from A site or mid, you can hold op from snowman's like the best place you can op. And the only problem with this is that you're probably gonna get smoked off right here. But what you can do as Jett, the beauty of playing Jett, before they come out from right here, you can push through smoke and hold it, and then take a shot. As long as you know they're not out yellow, like you have a teammate confirming that they're not out yet. You can hold like this or like this. Most likely gonna come from here. It could come from there. And then you take a shot and you can dash back into the smoke or over to the side. And yeah, that is how you op on defense. So they'll expect you to be back there if you are opping, just because those are really common spots. But now I'm gonna show you a little bit on how to op on attack with Jett. So let's go ahead and go back to A site. So like I said, attacking with an op as Jett, a lot of people don't like doing it. I actually started doing it recently. It can be just as powerful, but it's a little bit different. And basically, your main goal whenever you op with Jett on attack is to get control of a site, because if you think about it, once you get control of a site, you're basically defending again. And if you're defending with an op, you're gonna win the round unless you whiff. But so the main priority is to try to get the site. So the most optimal thing you can do is tell your team to play slow and hope that they listen and don't feed, because if you can get a pick and open up a site for your team with an op, which is very possible, you just have to think, whenever you're attacking, you have to think about all the spots the enemies can be, because whenever they defend, they can be literally anywhere. They can be back here, they can be up here. Personally, if I was opping, I would go up here on this site, just because this is just like the most optimal. You just have to watch for an enemy opper. I would just hold like this. This is very common for people to peek, even up here in rafters, sometimes in here, or here. It can also be down here or up here. They could be hiding in
Here.
this corner or head glitching it. Make sure they don't push
Here.
this. And at this point, right here, I'm just waiting to get a pick. You don't have to push in the site. I'm just waiting. And if they really don't peek, then you guys have to make a play, obviously. So I would just tell my team to play default, which means spread out across the map on attack and look for a pick. And if your team gets a pick, just push wherever that is and try to get control of the site. If you get control of the site, then you're defending with an op again. So that is your goal whenever you're attacking as Jett. And so if you do get a pick, if you happen to kill him like back here or something, just make sure you're clearing all your corners, you know. And at this point, you can op here. This is pretty common for people to peek. Usually going to be like 2 or 3 on A site on this map. So you come up here. I play really aggressive with an op because people don't expect it. So I like to hold like this. And if there's no one there that's smoked or something, then I hold like this. And then I'm just holding down the site for my team. And as long as you don't whiff your shots, this is just free site, free round for you. And so this same concept applies to every site on every map, but I'll go ahead and show you what it might look like for B as well. So what we like to do for B, as Jett, I almost always do this. I go this play, and then here, if there's someone back there, and they're opping or something, or they're using a rifle, they most likely won't kill you. And you come like this, and you hold like this, because they have to cross if they're back here. So this is really good. You have to be careful there's no one close. You have to be careful there's no one hiding behind this. I'll show you what that looks like. You can sit right here like this, and this is a really good spot, but you have to be able to TP up here, or updraft, or use a blast back to get up there. So yeah, from this point, I would just hold this. If there's nobody there, then ask your team to drone or help clear corners with you, because there's a lot of corners here. Here, and right in front of here. And also behind yellow, so make sure you're clearing all of that. And at this point, you can opt from up here. Just hold. And the most optimal place you can be from here is behind yellow. And just holding stuff like this. And yeah, pretty much just waiting for enemies to peek you. Once you get the spike down here, this is the best place to op, honestly, in my opinion, on this map. This is like perfect. This is just your wet dream is Jett if you can get in this spot. So if this is smoked, you can also hold up here. This will most likely be walled. So you can opt from up here. People like to come from up top sometimes, sometimes not, sometimes from here or here. So really just gotta, you know, be aware of everything. If this is not smoked, I would definitely suggest just holding this, unless your team's getting pushed, and make sure you have someone watching the flank. I wouldn't suggest opping with the flank because you're gonna be more beneficial to opping the front site here. So yeah, that is pretty much all I have for you on Icebox though. I can show you mid. There's not really much for attacking mid. Like I said, I wouldn't suggest opping mid that much unless you have a really good reason to. Mainly because this is always walled, so you're not gonna get picked there unless they don't have a sage. And opping here is really hard because you can only really see their heads and their head and their shoulders. So if you think about it, it's much harder to hit a shot on them unless you're just cracked out of your mind. But you can't go for this play. This is a good play, honestly. This gives you a better angle on them. You can opt down here, opt for kitchen, but this is still awkward, honestly, to opt with. So I would suggest staying away from it when you're opping unless your team has a play or, you know, whatever. But A and B site are really good for opping, as you saw. And, you know, make sure to combine this whenever you op if you need to. If you need to go for like a really aggressive play, make sure you use your knives. Using your knives can be really nice in combination with your op because you can go for a kill with your op. Get a kill, pull your knives out, start fighting with your knives because they won't expect, like if you shoot with your op, they're gonna not expect you to have your knives out. Or yeah, they most likely will expect you to be like recocking your operator, so they won't expect you to, you know, be fighting with your knives as quickly. So yeah, this is how to op on Icebox's Jett. It's one of Jett's best maps. I honestly didn't like this map that much, but it's grown on me pretty recently because I did play like eight times in one day. But yeah, outside of this map, Ascent's definitely my favorite for Jett. But I would suggest learning this and, you know, keeping in mind all these different spots that I've shown you. Make sure that you swap up from round to round. It's okay as Jett to go from A site to B site and just swap it up whenever you're opping because that's what your team needs. Your team needs picks, and because the enemies are not going to be going to the same site every single round. Although on this map, it's really common for teams to go A very frequently. So yeah, just make sure that you're swapping up your position, whether that be from one side to another or just from like here to there, you know. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment if you guys want a specific video for the next one. Please just let me know. I'm down to really make whatever you guys want, and yeah, talk to you guys later.